Hi, my name is Mickylee, and in this video I want to talk about shell voicings. Shell voicings are often used in jazz comping both on piano and on guitar. We get a shell voicing when we omit one or more notes of a seventh chord. Usually the first one to skip would be a fifth, but we can also skip root, third or seventh. There are many advantages to playing shell voicings. Some of them would be we fit better in the mix when we play with a band, and we have more freedom in playing different chord variations than we would have when playing these big chords, these big grips that we are used to playing, such as or. Let me start with very simple shell voicing, which will consist only of third and seventh. We call third and seventh also guide notes. These guide notes we usually play on the middle two strings, D and G, but we can also play them on G and B. That said, it's not forbidden to play them on first two strings or on the last two strings or on the strings A and D, it's just that they don't sound that good. They sound the best on the middle two strings. The first chord I'll talk about is C major 7, its third is E, and seventh would be B. So let me find E and B everywhere on these two sets of strings. So first would be E and B here. Then I have one more on strings D and G here. Then we go over to strings G and B. We have the first combination here. And the next one would be here. So it's already 4 different possibilities of playing just third and seventh. Now we can add one note to that, and that could be either root or a fifth. Let me show you. If we play here, we can add root here or fifth here. If we are in this position, we have fifth here and root here. When we go to these two strings, G and B, we have even more possibilities because we have 3 strings beneath. So we can take G, fifth, we can say C, the root, and G again here. The same thing goes here. We play these two guide notes, and then we have C, root, G, fifth, and C, root again. Now let me find the same shell voicings for D minor 7 and G7, so together with C major 7 we can play 2-5-1 cadence. For D minor 7 we have F, third, and C, seventh. We have it here, then here, then on these two strings, here and here, and here. For G7 it's almost the same. We maintain the F, which would be 7th in G7, and we just, instead of C, we play B, which would be 3rd in G7. So we have FB, BF, BF again here, and FB here. D minor 7th, G7, C major 7. Notice that when two chords share one note, I just leave it there, I don't move it anywhere. So I just move the notes that are not common. I could even play it like this. Or here. Or here. When we add one more note to that, either root or fifth, there is even more possibilities. Let me give you a couple of examples. D minor 7, G7, C major 7. But we could play, for example, D minor 7 with 5th in bass, G7, C major 7 with 5th in bass. So that would be G in bass again. Or maybe here, D minor 7, G7 with 5th in bass, C major 7 with 5th in bass. Or maybe this, D minor 7 with 5th in bass, G7 with 5th in bass, and C major 7 with G or 5th in bass. As you can see, there are many possibilities with just guide notes and either 1 or 5 at the bottom. You can explore that and find your favorite combinations. Now let me play a couple of turnaround variations in C major 7 so that you can hear how it can sound like in practical terms. I'll be using just the chords C major 7, A7, D minor 7, G7, and sometimes instead of C major 7 I'll be using E minor 7. Now let me play 1 or 2 choruses of blues in F for you so that you can hear how it may sound with just shell voicings. We can simplify shell voicings even more if we omit 3rd or 7th of a chord. So in this case we could have something like this. We play D minor 7, we play D, root, and just 7, C. Then when we go to G7 we can play G as a root, and we go to B, which would be 3rd. And at the end C major 7, C, root, B, 7th. The other option would be to stick with 3rd during D minor 7th, which would be F. Then we stay on F for G7. That would be the 7th note, and the resolution on C major 7 would be note E. So we play C and E. So both options would be first one, second one, let me expand that a little bit for you. C major 7, A7, D minor 7, G7, E minor 7, A7, D minor 7, G7, C major 7, A7, D minor 7, G7, C major 7, A7, D minor 7, G7, C major 7. That would be all from me for now. I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you very much and see you soon. Bye!